Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. We're playing In the Ashes of Malmouth expansion as a dual pistol wielding Inquisitor. This episode we're gonna head over to the Conflagration, try to save some cannons and hopefully not die trying. After that, gonna head towards the Blood Grove, though we're gonna make a quick stop first at the headquarters of the Commons Chosen, because that is now our faction. Let's see, let's go through here. Looks like we might want to trap this a little bit, exactly, and then deal with those. Marvelous. There's a broken thing over there. And then there's a little bit of loot, and that looks like it. So after, at the end of last episode, we ended with some crafting. Upgraded our gear a little bit. After that, I actually had a look at my shared stash at the level 30 to 35-ish. Things, and I found the heralds sets. I have 2 out of 3 pieces. So actually, let's stand here. So we now have a new helmet, the herald's mask, which is all right. It's mostly there for the set bonus, and the skill cooldown is also pretty nice. We have a diplomacy AoE ability. We shout, we stun everything, and we have a good chance to confuse them. So it's a nice defensive activated 9-meter radius AoE attack or AoE effect. And the Herald's jacket, which is actually an improvement over our old jacket. Pierce resist, poison resist, physique, cunning, constitution, and together they grant 15% to both ether and chaos resistance. Well, if I ever manage to find the third part of the set while I'm still in the relevant level range, then we could also squeeze out a +1 to all skills for both masteries. But we need to be lucky for that. In my collection of rings, I found the Signet of the Rune Father, which was a nice upgrade for the Slith Primal Ring. No, one of the ones that you get really early on in Act 1. There's a fair bit of damage in here. There's some health, there's chaos resistance, and +2 to Death Sentence and Inquisitor Seal. Death Sentence is an upgrade for Word of Pain. We don't use that. But Inquisitor Seal is, of course, our lovely little ground seal. So that is useful. In addition to that, I crafted myself a new badge because the old one was also incredibly outdated. And this one ended up with a bunch of pierce and fire resistance, as well as a little bit of chaos res from the fact that I crafted it at the homestead crafting place. Surviving instinct, I don't think it's ever gonna trigger. No 33% chance when I get hit by a critical. I don't really get hit all that much by crits, but well, when it happens, it's a nice bonus. Just reduces the entrapment a little bit. For a change, I went with a attuned lodestone as a socketable for my medal. 20% chance when I get hit by a melee attack to counter with a 3-meter radius static charge. So that's gonna be a Lightning Nova that does have a main hand damage component, so some procs of that cannot go over. So a lot of lightning damage, there's a stun in there, and it has a 2-second recharge. So this has the potential to trigger quite often if needed. And on the top of that, so there's a bonus to all damage, to crit damage, so whenever we crit it's going to be 5% more damage. And the bonuses to lightning damage and lightning retaliation are just icing on the cake here. So that's it. Let's move forward. I also had a look at my relic. I'm using the Gunslinger's Talisman. The upgraded version of that is the level 35 Marauder's Talisman. It's a second tier relic, so you need to craft multiple first tier. I actually need 3 relics, including the Gunslinger's Talisman, so there's not going to be a nice drop-in replacement there. The ability that it grants is a volley, which is the same as we have on our current one, but more damage and 2% more chance to get triggered. So that's going to be rather lovely. But one of the main ingredients is the Mistborn Talisman, and in order to craft a Mistborn Talisman you need a two-handed troll club with +3 to savagery. You can find them in places that have trolls, like the Eastmarsh. Other places could be the vendor that we will find after we cross through the Bloodgrove. You need 37,500 iron bits to craft it, and I did spend quite some iron bits already on my crafting efforts to prepare all the necessary relics. So I think that the timing for just after the Bloodgrove is going to be perfect in terms of iron bit acquisition speed. So if we just shout at them, it won't get stunned. Goodbye. No, those are not my meteors. Whoa, 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 ow! Not in the face, not in the face. Oh, that was far enough. Yeah, 2 heroes that are level 40 against my 36. Let's approach this more carefully, but I did manage to actually run away here. That's a trick I've been trying to get better at. Seems like I'm getting better. At this point it does feel a little bit like I'm abusing their maximum range. That's not intentional, but they just don't want to follow me any further, because I'm perfectly fine with just running around. Just trapping this with runes, that did the trick. Now all we have is just the one, and I think we can tank him out. In a single enemy you can tank, multiple enemies that's more difficult, especially if there are multiple heroes. And that went pretty well. So yet another field conquered. So the explosive site there is the entrance towards the Port of Volbury challenge dungeon. It's a nice dungeon to do, but I'm not gonna do it on the way through. Also that place is just an ether damage based death trap, so unless you're maxed out on your ether resist you really don't want to go there. But those challenge dungeons, now they're more meant for after you've completed the story. Then going there is pretty useful, and you could make a good argument that now you're always going to be ending up using a skeleton key. They're more efficient to use on ultimate difficulty because you just simply get better loot for your skeleton key investment. But nonetheless, it is a fun place to go. At least once, just to have been there. Azar the Wrathful. I'll just keep throwing some runes at you until you stop being wrathful. There's a field on the other side. There's a bunch of interesting stuff. Potentially some interesting loot. That's always nice. So far, seems like we are doing pretty well here. And I'm actually just getting better at paying attention to the whole hit and run thing. And then the build fares a little better. If you're trying to face tank everything, you're gonna end up 6 feet underground. To keep it, of course, in cowboy parlance. And there's no way through. So one of the nicest things of just the gear upgrade I just did, actually out physiquing ourselves now, is that the resists are now slightly better than they were before. And of course that means being able to take a little bit more damage against most damage types. So also we leveled at some point. So now it is time to pick our final aura. No, it's the trade-off here between the aura of Conviction. It boosts you and your allies within 12 meters. Gives you more flat pierce damage and a percentage bonus to pierce and elemental damage over time. As well as boosting your offensive ability, physical resistance and a reduction in the burn duration that you receive. So it's a defensive bonus from that perspective. On the other side you have the aura of Censure. It's a smaller radius, only 4.8 meters. So that's no melee and maybe one or two, maybe 2 or 3 foes deep. But within that you burn enemies, you deal fire damage, and you have a chance to disrupt their skills, and they have a lower elemental resist. So that's for a more melee style. Aura of Censure is very nice, but for us Aura of Conviction is gonna be our jam. So let's set it up on the second bar. Aura of Conviction. Whoosh. So we're doing slightly more damage, and that is a good thing. Okay, we're getting backstabbed by a crystal. So let's just counter strike it. And a gunner, wonderful. Just sprinkle a portal here just because, but I don't anticipate any problems here. But it's always those fights where you don't anticipate problems. That's where you actually end up taking a lot more damage than you thought you would. Now, it's just me versus the Herald, 6 levels above me. Especially the first stage, it's just a static boss, nothing overly scary about it. Okay, that was the first stage. While it is transforming, might as well plop down some runes here. Okay, and now the waves of ether are gonna wash over me. Might as well put up our barrier. Oh, you're a bit bigger. Let's see. Can we just murder you with the Horn of Gandar? No. Can we just stun you? Okay, we'll actually have to kill you. I think it's one of those things that just keeps getting redone. Also, ether clouds on the floor, they're kind of dangerous. Might as well sidestep them for a little bit. Oh. Come on. Get out of my face. Out of my face, I said. So close, but nearly having the enemy dead is not a good reason for getting yourself killed. It's that impatient for just closing the kill that has actually lost my character on a couple of occasions. So, Black Legion claimed. Got ourselves some dynamite here. And then I think it's mostly done here. Yeah, because the bridge here is broken, there's nothing there. And I don't think there was anything over there, because we already went to the other side. Oh, of course we have the crystal. Can I pick this up from here? No, I'm gonna have to walk around. Okay, cool. Back to town it is. Getting ourselves a little bit of loot, a little bit of money, and some 2000 iron is nice, but also reputation with the Black Legion is very welcome. Okay, while we are here, let's see, we don't use shields, we don't use one-handers. Blood Reaper's Call, that's for the Nightblade. Spellbox, we don't use it now. Downgrade. Downgrade. Okay, so I think about using it. Usually I don't. Let's just equip it here. If I want a bit of extra damage, I might as well drink the Arcanum Oil. A funny thing, suddenly some of the monsters here are actually lower level than what we encountered in the Conflagration. Oh, hello there. You look like you want to have a rune underneath your feet. That worked. Okay. Oh, they use swarm tactics, I use rune tactics. So I don't think the damage is scaling all that well. Yeah, it's only 200 points of damage. That one's well, but there's multiple projectiles, so the scaling is a little wonky because it really depends on how often they get hit. But combine some with some of the explosions from your attacks, it's gonna work its way out pretty well. So let's first tag the waypoint that we're about to get to. And then I have a chat with our friends of Khan's Chosen. Okay, portal is mine. Hello, not enemies. Okay, Brother Eluvius. What must I do to prove my loyalty? I will gather the seals. The Chthonic Seals of Binding. I potentially could have remembered that and brought some, but let's have a look whether, from a gear perspective, these guys are useful. So, shoulder guards. Hey, +1 to aura of Censure, fire and lightning resistance, fire and lightning damage. That's not quite bad. The defensive one, boatload of health, chance to avoid projectiles, physical resist, pierce retaliation. It's not quite so bad either. Helmet, lightning barrage on attack, that is always nice. More projectiles is good. Especially because lightning is currently one of our main damage types because of the Hellsbane ammo. And this is also just a bonus to lightning as well. Well, on the other hand, it's level 35, so by the time we grow out of the Herald's Mask, we will also grow out of this. Body armor, health, physical resistance again, pierce resistance, some retaliation, and here fire and lightning resistance. So those are the two elements we will be able to max them, but funny enough, they're already maxed, so that's not helping us all that much. Fire Surge, 10% chance when hit by a melee attack, just retaliate with fire. And this is more of an offensive caster defense. In terms of blueprints, they are not offering anything at this level that we didn't already have. So that's a little unfortunate. Okay. So let's run. And let's head into the Blood Grove. How are we in terms of money? 20,000 bits. Okay, so we need quite a bit more. So we need to kill lots of things, get lots of loot, earn lots of money. Then maybe, if we're lucky, by the end of the episode, if we tag the Blood Grove waypoint, that would be a nice place to actually end the episode. If we have enough money, could even craft ourselves a Marauder Talisman. You are one sturdy bugger. And you're a dead sturdy bugger. Oh, you're friendlies these days? Yes. I think with all my Necros I went with Order of Death Vigil, so some of these things are now completely upside down compared to what I'm used to. but I'll adapt soon enough. So there is a witch over here. Funny enough, Ralia, she is actually, if we keep her alive, then of course she will be there again in the Act 5 swamps. So let's just navigate through here. So I will talk to them, and then she's not evil. There's no proof. Okay, never mind. I tried my best. Hey, he's gone. We saved the witch. And we get ourselves a witch's effigy, which we can sell for money. Just further fueling our funds here. So normally I tend to focus on the left hand side. For now, let's actually just walk around a little bit and focus more on the right hand side, just to change it. I know we have to get to the left hand side eventually, because there's a couple of questies there. But I'm feeling like let's take a walk past Morton's claim today. Because there is yet another demon in a cave. Or a ghost in the cave. Not in a shell, but in a cave. Let's see, anything loot worthy. There is a small treasure chest. Emphasis on small, not so much on treasure. Where did you come from? Behind me? You are buddies. You are not. I must say, having a mix of enemies and allies in an area like this is much easier when you have a lot of pets, since they will just go after whatever is hostile to you, so you don't really have to think too much about it. We did, however, find Morton's claim. Lovely little area. So there's enough fire stuff going on there that I think there might be... Oh wait, that was my mine, wasn't it? I was really thinking, maybe there's some special spider there, but it was simply my mines going off. Or my runes. Hello over there. Look, you have a cowboy hat, just like me. That means we are best friends. So what are you doing here? Do you need some help? Is this enough dynamite? Wonderful. Let's blow this place up. Let's go indoors. Let's go inside. Hello there. Ooh, loot. Hello, Myla. What? You tricked me? What? I don't like it. Just not gonna die. Not to a ghost. It's only 3 levels above us. Though I believe this one has a nasty ground effect. Yep, don't stand in the blue stuff. Let's just get my own blue stuff. That's no fight blue with blue. War of the Smurfs. My Smurfs are better than yours. Yeah. I was really wondering, why am I not shooting? I just needed to click it again. And we just got a bunch of reputation, some XP. But unfortunately, not a lot of monetary gains. But that doesn't really matter. For now, we can just trace this road back and at least tag the waypoint. Or am I still too low? I think I might actually be too low still. Need to be a little further up on the map. Ooh, Boulevard, the Bloodbinder. You are always an interesting fight. So with my Necromancers I managed to tear through him rather quickly. Here, let's see if we just focus on putting down the Stormbox and after that just shooting the guy. Yeah, just focusing on pure offense works rather well. Okay, my health is going a bit low, but in the end I did manage to win before he won. So, yay for that. And let's see, this is a dead end. Let's just put down a portal here, go to the waypoint and then use the portal to get back. Oh, another stone. Wow, they really don't want me going there today. Oh, there's a elite in here. Lazara fire me. Well, my fire res is maxed, so should be pretty survivable. And we got ourselves a nice manticore eye. Okay, come as chosen. Okay, so we have some friends here. That's visual, those are not friends. Yeah, but we do now have a portal on our minimap, so that is the important part. Okay. While we are here, at the beginning of the episode I spoke about getting a two-handed club for crafting the Marauder's Talisman, or for the Mistborn Talisman, which is an ingredient for us. Might as well pick it up here, so we can't forget about it. And there are a lot of enemies to get rid of. So here you can enter the water, go through the pipe underneath the bridge. And then there's an island here with a merchant. Suspect it might be a smuggler. But here you can get yourself a club with +3 to savagery. Ooh, they are expensive, 26,000. So waiting for one to drop from a troll in the East Marsh might actually be a better one. Let's see, all the caster stuff here we can of course sell, don't really care too much about it, but it's not really making all that much money. Let's see, we did gain a level, so we've been pushing pretty hard just getting this mastery bar maxed out. Only level 37. Now at some point I do plan on pushing this bar all the way so we can get a blast shield. But I think for now just rounding out some of the skills here might not be a bad idea either. Aura of Conviction is, let's see, 9% to the damage over times, 7% to the pierce damage, and of course a flat damage that goes up. But for now I think 1 point is alright. Percentage bonus here, 5% to elemental and physical damage. Probably going to be more efficient than the damage over time variations. It's also a bonus to ether and chaos resistance, so that's just passive survivability as well to nicely supplement the resistances we've got going. The procs over here are also pretty darn nice. I think I'm actually just going to put 3 points into Storm Spread just to max it out. Visually you see it a lot. We are focusing on lightning damage, so maxing this seems to make sense to me. So for now we're gonna go with that. And we need to go back here once we have more money. So the crafting project, no new goal is get about over 60,000 iron bits. After that we're good. Hey. Where is that hidden? Oh wow. So this is what I like about the pathfinding in the game. If you can see something, you can click on it, then most of the time the pathfinding is just gonna get you there. And in this case, oh, just walking all by ourselves. It's also, if you're standing here, you do see the merchant there, so there's a little bit of a visual hint that way to, hey, maybe I should go there, and then you can try to trace back your steps. Which is, of course, not neatly done. Let's see, that said, we're about half an hour into the episode. We managed to skirt around the blood grove. So I think this is going to be a nice point to put a cut in the episode, and we can just tackle the blood grove itself next episode, and afterwards go onwards to Griver's Mill, and then push towards Darkvale or something like that. So that's gonna be it for now. We have a yellow shine to ourselves. Is that because of the? Is that because of the aura? Ah, yes. The aura of conviction. We get a nice yellow string there. So that looks pretty classy. It could look pretty classy this way. Okay. But with that, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching. And I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.